Dr. Farooq Abdullah, former Chief Minister, one of the most experienced senior politicians, not just of National Conference, but of J&K politics. He spoke to India Today's Rajdeep Sardesai in Srinagar. Listen in to an excerpt of the conversation.
We saw Rahul Gandhi come here yesterday and say, if the Congress-NC alliance is chosen, we will restore statehood. But statehood is not for your assembly to decide. It will be decided in Delhi. So is statehood the big issue of this election, restoring statehood, or is it about bringing back Article 370, which again, after the Supreme Court order, seems highly unlikely that Jammu and Kashmir will get back its special status?
If you remember, there were two judgments before from Supreme Court.
Yes.
Which said that it is a permanent affair.
But statehood is not...
It's not something that one can say that tomorrow they may not decide in favor of it. After all, look, when you think of reservation for the scheduled caste, it was made for 25 years. It still continues. Now, why is it that they feel that 370 was something divisive?
Because the belief is that 370 somewhere was an issue which reflected a certain separateness of Kashmir and prevented the integration of Kashmir with the rest of India. The statehood was downsized to a union territory so that the centre believed they wanted to restore an element of normalcy to a state which for the last 30 years has been torn apart by violence and by insurgency. So this was an attempt being made by the centre to bring a sense of normalcy. They're saying that's why we're now having elections. This is part of our Naya Kashmir.
Well, I'd like to ask them. They were saying that 370 is blamed for terrorism here. Have they controlled terrorism? 5 years they've been now total control of the state. We are not...
There are fewer terrorist incidents, Dr. Abdullah, in the valley compared to what it was when you were Chief Minister, when Omar was Chief Minister. Compared to then, there are fewer instances of stole petting. It's virtually gone. Therefore, they're saying there's peace and normalcy.
Well, they say a lot of things. Is everything right? How many troops have you got here? How many forces have you got? Go and walk on the street and see how well they are armed. Go and see. Is that peace? Peace should be without these troops that are around.
They will turn around and say, look, Farooq Abdullah was Chief Minister 5 times. Omar Abdullah was Chief Minister. Mehbooba Mufti was Chief Minister. The people of Kashmir have given you all a chance. You all were not able to handle the challenge of militancy. The centre believes they put in troops. They brought a reasonable amount of peace and normalcy, and therefore they feel that this election could be a prelude to statehood and a restoration, in a sense, of a pre-2019 situation as far as statehood is concerned. Is that good enough for you or not?
I want statehood. I want full statehood, not truncated statehood.
Immediately.
Immediately.
The moment a new assembly comes in place.
Yes. Why should we be under the Viceroy of Delhi?
You're calling them the Viceroy. You're calling the Prime
Viceroy
Minister
of Delhi.
You're calling the Prime Minister the Viceroy of Delhi.
The governor here.
You're saying the Lieutenant Governor is the Viceroy of Delhi.
Delhi, yes. He's Viceroy of Delhi. He can order anything. He can change anything.
He's actually now got even more powers under the Jammu and Kashmir Reorganization Act. Your son Omar Abdullah the other day said that I can't even probably appoint a peon even if I become the Chief Minister. So you're saying, what use then is this election? Because Omar Abdullah first said, I don't want to contest this election as a union territory. Now he's contesting the election. In fact, he's now contesting from 2 seats. What's the message?
I'll tell you one thing. We have to be in it to change the situation. You can't be in a boat which is in storm and guide it from outside. It is getting into the boat and guiding that boat through storm, which was necessary today.
So
we are in storm, and this storm has to be controlled, and we have to get out of this storm. And we needed him to come forward.